guys, it's me, the ex-whatever, and today we're doing What If Bell was Doomslayer, Part 1, maybe, but it's just Part 1 still, but I'll get to the story. As the Slayer's powers. So when we start, when Slayer killed the Demon King, his powers were gone. However, his rage was satisfied, but there is one thing that has not been destroyed: his soul. You see, after Slayer was entombed into that casket, the father knew that this Demon King the Demon King made the Doomslayer for another vessel, or his body. But the father encased it in a tomb where the Demon King could never, ever escape. Even though his entire essence has been stripped away from him, he is now inside the Slayer's body. But he does not have his strength for some reason. Why? Because the Slayer took it. When the Slayer's strength was getting drained away, he hung on to 1 inch of the tyrant's strength, and he forcibly made that strength into a new body, that was stronger, faster, and even more quicker in combat. And that's how Bell was made, or Bell's body was made. After Bell was right next to the tombstone, as the flesh begun covering over his bones, and then skin started to appear. After that, Bell looked around him. All he saw was a battlefield filled with nothing but bodies of the fallen knights that he served. However, the knights who have fought who have won the Slayer, their souls are now at rest. Now they're starting a new world, and Earth is safe again. Is safe now, but the Slayer has won. But the Slayer was not yet sure of why he was given the second chance, or why did he remake himself a body. It was simple. Yes, he wants to protect everything now, even though he's lost all his things. He still feels like that now that he's done this to the entire world and saved the universe. He believes now is time to start anew. However, the Slayer's skills will not be dulled. However, due to the Slayer's body being so scrawny, well, not scrawny, a bit muscular, but the body was just a vessel for the Slayer, or the very core of him. You see, the Slayer needed some type of suit because he didn't feel like putting on his other suit, because his suit was in a damn coffin where his body was, so he didn't take it. But he did find his helmet that he left on the battlefield, missing some pieces, some dust and blood on it. and Bell puts it on. He uses the last bit of energy in the helmet and opens a portal to the fortress, to the Doom Fortress. As Bell takes off the helmet when the portal opened, Bell begins walking through the portal and throws the helmet back where it was, so that everyone knows the Slayer is still a slumber. However, the father knew about this, but the father did not mind, so the Slayers just started anew. After Bell got back to the base, the fortress, he looked around. It looked like the place has been abandoned for years. Besides, the power source for the base was the sword still, but Bell did not want to deal with that. So, Bell went to his room on the Doom Fortress. He finds old suit and helmet. However, he manages to repair the Predator suit and put it on, along with some other old stuff. The old two double-barrel shotgun. However, he does not have the double-barrel shotgun. He has a chain one on his wall. As Bell grabs his weapons, he begins going onto his computer, searching up the database if there's a planet nearby, or is there a planet that he could teleport to and have a peaceful life, or just be left alone. Bell found one, but it had gods in it. But Bell did not mind this. As Bell begins opening the portal, something happens. The sword that was powering the Doom Fortress, suddenly a burst of energy went through the portal and sucked the Doomslayer in, making him fall out of the sky, making him fall through, going into the sky and falling. And the Slayer's like, As Loki familiar just celebrating that they managed to clear out all the Minotaurs from the lower floors. As the Slayer breaks through the building that the Loki familiar at, and lands on top of the table that they were eating at. As all of them all you hear is everyone's due to the blast, knocks everyone away. However, once everything's settled, everyone looked at who was in the center of it, and they just see this weird guy wearing this armor. However, Ice was going to actually pull the guy up, but Bell woke up and begins getting up from the table with the rubble, and grabs his shotgun and loads it. As begins walking out the door, as Ellie says, "Hey, you have to pay for that." As Bell looks at her, the bar lady, and when she looks at him in the eyes, she sees death and destruction. Her knees were about to give to the sight of that glare, and everyone saw that in his eyes. They couldn't move. None of them could. So Slayer said sorry. As the Slayer left, everyone went back. Everyone went on their knees and just says, "What the hell was that sensation? It felt like I should be." Everyone says, "I felt like I should be scared for my life from him." Even the god Loki felt that. She was wondering, kind of person makes a god have fear about them? Which was interesting because no normal human, no normal person could make a god be scared easily. But once you look at Bell's glare, he's seen some shit. However, Bell is gonna have the Doom Fortress and the... No, I'm gonna say he has a fucking fully repaired mech. Because, you know, fuck it. Because mechs are awesome. Because I'm gonna say he has the mech. Because, yeah. Fuck, I wanna see how long this is. No, 10 minutes, so I can go a bit more. But anyway. Let's see. As Bell was walking out the bar, and he goes into the alleyway, and he begins going down an alleyway to the abandoned part of the city. And there he finds a church that somehow was drawing to him. As he walks into it, he sits on the chapel. He sits on one of the seats, like, in front of the church. Of course, you know the Slayer. He has to respect it. But when Hestia got back, she knows that there's someone sitting there, and she says, "Oh, are you here to join my familia?" Bell turns around and just looks at her, and just shakes his head yes, but he doesn't know what the fuck his familia is. No, I'm gonna say, since the Slayer... No, let's just say he's fucking all what, like, he has knowledge of, like, fucking not even the fucking gods know. As Bo shakes his head yes, he doesn't know what a familia is, but he has heard the name before, but he can forget what it was. As she says, "Well, oh good, someone can join my familia. That means you can actually be part of my family." As Bell's like, "Oh, that's what that means." As Bell gets up, and she notices that he's not as tall as she thought he'd be. As she says, "Well, I need to make sure you part of my family, so I need to take off that armor." As Bell like gives her that confused look, but he decides to comply. So he begins taking off his armor. And she notices that Bell has a lot of scars, because the Slayer has scars still. But not the demonic kind yet. Not the demonic one yet, no. The demonic one, the demonic scars, no. He doesn't have the demonic scars, from the Doom 2016 armor, because, yeah. But he has, let me snap my fingers. I know. He has scars from the demons, from his battles. Because if you're transferring your soul to a new vessel, the soul carries the scars of wounds and scars. So that's what Bell has over his body. As Hestia says, "Man, have you been through a battle?" As Bell says nothing for minutes and just says, "Forever." And it's just like, okay, don't need to be cryptic. As then the process begins, as Hestia begins making the mark on Bell's back, as Hestia says, "Okay, I signed you into my familia, but I want to check your stats." As Bell lies back down on his back, and just says, "Go ahead." As she draws grabs a blank piece of paper, and pierces her hand, so she drops the blood on the paper, and then the paper suddenly, the words on the paper turn to red. Like, the words were all in red. And they were red. They were they were fucking red, whatever. When she looked at the stats of this guy, they are... I can't even measure it. Because you can't fucking message Slayer. I'm gonna say that. Okay, no, I'm gonna say this. Basically, Bell broke Hestia. Oh my god. And his level is probably. He's been fighting demons for so long. Oh, I think 2,550. No, that's what I'm saying. His fucking level is. If you don't like that, guys, tell me in the comment section. You rate the level, but if you guys think about it, he's been fighting demons forever, and you lose track of that. But since that's not the Slayer's official number, I'm gonna say it's infinite. The paper can't even measure the number, what level he is for the number. Let's just say that. Okay. Anyway, and she's like, "What? How can this be?" As spelled Ben's saying, "So, I'm guessing you saw my abilities and stats." And she's like, "Yeah, but this is all S rank." As Bell's like, "Yeah, I know." And she's like, "But aren't you gonna join a familia that's popular?" As Bell's like, "Nah. Plus, who was that lady that had blonde hair?" "Oh, I know. Eyes, right?" As she's like, "Wait, you know Eyes?" As Bell's like, "Yeah. I fell out of the sky and landed on their feasting table because they must have got done with the quest." As Hessie's like, "What?" And Spell's like, "Yeah, I may have broken the roof, and I also got up, and I was like, didn't want to deal with that. I'm not a good talker. I don't like talking to people." And she's like, okay, but what did they ask you to pay for the damages?" As Bell's like, yeah, they did. Since I didn't have the money, I stared at them with my dead glare. And so she's like, what did it look like?" As Bell gets up from the floor. No, let's just say from the bed, because screw it. As he looks at her with that glare, she feels an aura around him. The aura is so fucking filled with bloodlust that she can't even fucking handle it. Her knees are shivering and quivering in fear. As she's like, could you stop? She's like, "Could you please stop now, Belle?" As Belle's like, very well. As Belle stops the glare, and Hestia almost falls to her knees, but Belle grabs her, or catches her. As Belle's like, "Are you alright?" As Hestia begins blush, like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And Belle's like, "Are you blushing?" As Hestia's like, "No, I'm not." And Belle's like laughing, like, "It's been a while since anyone's been embarrassed that way about me." Says, yeah, Belle begin saying stuff. But anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I want to do more, but my pills are kicking in, and I really want to do this, guys. But I'll do this. I'll do part 2 another time. I'm sorry this is really short, but anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, if YouTube sometimes glitches you, and unsubscribes you, check if you subscribe still. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll talk to you all later.